But it is a beautiful morning in the city of Brownsville, Texas. Kind of cool, but it is expected to heat up. Uh, Now the weather. It is expected to heat up, so it's going to be one of those hot days. And I will spend most of my day in Matamoros, Tamaulipas. And a friend of mine said, Erasmo, you shouldn't say that because and something might happen. I go like, I'm always in Matamoros, Tamaulipas. I mean, like every day. So if things are going to happen, things are going to happen. Actually, had a conversation with my parents this morning because I got a call from a friend who somewhat in the know, and they said just calling to see if you're still alive. And I'm going like, what do you mean? They go like,
Was it supposed to change?
yeah, like was I expected not to make it throughout the night, and she says, well, just make sure. She says, just make sure that you look both ways before you cross the street. And we're like, damn.
Wow, that's kind of harsh.
Well,
And
it's
that's a friend.
that's a friend. No, but that's a reality, and I accept it. I accept that reality. I think one of the things that I think is very, very hard is for a lot of individuals is to hear a lot of what's going on in the city of Brownsville and think like, well, could it be? And then to come to find out after a couple of weeks or months that it is. And we don't live in this peachy keen little town that a lot of the politicians and a lot of the people around here want to make us believe that we live in. We live in a community that is riddled with crime, uh, cartel movement, riddled with corruption, and you know, stagnating growth. That's just who we are as a city. Unfortunately, a lot of individuals they seem to feed into the hype that is shared by elected officials. Man, they seem to. I don't know if it's because they desperately want to believe it, or they're fooled, or they're part of that little corrupt little group. Because for that little group, some of the Limas brothers and the people downtown and the people in St. Joe, for them, it's a peachy keen town. Pero, se van con manos llenas, llenan el buche y todavía tienen bastante space to put in some more. It's not a peachy keen town for 90%, 88% of the people in Brownsville. It isn't because we just want something different. But nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. One of the things that, and let me say something, one of the things that I have wanted to do is to get those butt kissers a little bit more on the guys. You could have more, O sea, si te estás jambando, you know, a quarter, hey, you could be jambándote $1, you know? Let the city grow. That's my goal at the end of the day is let the individuals that are out there like, sucking us dry, hey, deja un tantito so that we could grow. And then when you go out there to suck, you'll get the full load. Does that make
Or
sense?
spread it around so people won't complain.
Huh?
Or spread it around so people won't complain.
Yeah, suelta
Falta algo.
pa- para la comunidad. But they want to swallow the whole load. It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
And my point is, it's just economics, guys. It's economics. If you leave more for the masses, eh, the region will grow, and the amount of money that you can pocket is going to grow with it. Pero no, o sea, you take this little big old piece of the pie, take a smaller slice, and in time, your slice is going to be a lot bigger automatically, and you're going to look like the damn hero because that's what all these people have that opportunity to do. All these individuals in local government, in local elected official positions, they have an opportunity to enrich themselves and have people thank them for it. El problema is that they're enriching themselves, they're screwing over the community, and people are still thanking them for it. So they're not going to stop. Nothing is going to change. I got a call this morning, Sam, in regards to Commissioner de los Santos. They said, what has Commissioner de los Santos done? And I said, nothing except hire his boyfriends to be administrative assistants or something, He's gotten all his little boyfriends out there to have different positions in the city. And again, nothing changes. Nothing
It's
changes.
the same thing as that other guy. What's his name for the downtown commissioner?
Pedro Cardenas done nothing. Where's he been? Put up a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year post. Great. And Pedro is a friend of mine. Roy Los Santos, not so much. Pedro is a friend of mine. He's done nothing. I don't care. Así de fácil. I am not going to go out there and cover for friends. Never. I want to see something. I've seen nothing. Has anyone seen anything from District
At
4?
least, just like you were saying yesterday, man. Like at least tell us what are your plans. That way we can have something to hold on to. But if you have nothing and you show nothing, like we have like no hopes for this. So that's
Nada.
the one thing I try to like, I guess, hold people accountable on. Like make a list, and then at least you're like checking things off. You're checking the list off of the things that you're doing, and it's showing some progress. Progress. I know. Like today, I was talking to the mayor from here, from Los Fresnos, and I was telling him about I guess, the infrastructure and how he was saying like the COVID funds are going to be for infrastructure. And I'm like, well, what infrastructure? But he was mentioning how it takes time and process. And this was brought up back in May. And I'm like, well, it's almost going to be May again, but can't be that long of a process.
Show us,
Imagine if big cities lasted that long to
show us
just,
some progress.
yeah,
Okay, and Sam. At the end of the day, Sam, vamos a decir, it's like the issue with the bus stops here. So I know they said, we're going to have so many bus stops. At the end of the day, you're not going to make it. You're not going to set up all the bus stops. Then tell us, hey guys, you know what? Just to let y'all know, hey, we're keeping you in the loop. We had promised that we were going to, do 45 bus stops. We only got to do one. But guys, it's still on the front burner. We haven't put it on the back burner. Keep us informed. I think more people would be more in tune to going like, well, at least we're getting some type of communication, you know, and let us know
yeah,
where you're at. But don't promise, don't do, and then don't expect me to get pissed off.
just leave us wondering.
Yeah. Well, part of the problem is that a lot of the politicians here, they are so used to Sam that están tan impuestos a que no one asks them questions.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened with
The
all
thing,
the
but
water
there's
and
people
whatever.
that do ask questions, man, and then the people they're like they just get ignored. Like your question from Gracia didn't get answered until like what was it, a day after?
Well,
And they're
and
like, "Oh, well, my topics are there on my website. Go visit them." Like, why can't you just answer it real quick, straight to the point?
exactamente. But I mean, see, and that was, and I thanked them for responding.
Yeah,
A couple of days later, it's okay. It's not Jonathan Gracia on that page. It's somebody else. También te la paso. Okay, you've got enough money. You could pay someone to be on your page. Te
yeah,
la paso. Give me an answer.
yeah,
This is what I want to do. And look, and I'll just give you this quick example. When people ask me, Erasmo, what are you going to do when you become mayor of the city of Brownsville? Easy. I'm going to wipe out all the damn boards and committees. That's an answer. At least you know where I'm coming from. That's my number one priority. And people may go like, wow, wow, wow. Well, and I'll give you my reasons for my number one priority because it's these boards and committees that are eating your lunch. It's these boards and committees that ultimately decide in regards to infrastructure, to the bus stops, in regards to the bus service here in Brownsville, in regards to hike and bike, in regards to beautification. It's these boards, and these are the housing board, and these are the ones that are eating our lunch. They're
it's
the
like
ones.
they host meetings for like once a month, and then nothing gets done until like the following month. And así te vas todo el año. Like, okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and just pen it, make it. What was it like? Table it right now, and then we'll just talk about it next month. Like, no, man, take action,
Well,
get it over
it's
with.
it's like the Limas brothers. The Limas are on all these boards and committees, and they're making a damn killing. The guys are raking it in big bucks, big bucks. but they get the support of the corrupt Brownsville Herald, the defunct, the dying Brownsville Herald, and they're plastered on the front page of the page of the Herald for hiring a bartender. It's like, well, I hired a secretary. Am I going to get an article in the Brownsville Herald? You know, when does it stop? They keep on getting. Nobody else does. And to every other business owner out there, small business owner down Boca Chica, at down Rivera, down Southmost, wouldn't you like an article in the Herald? Why is it always the politiquera businesses that get articles in the Herald? Las Ramblas. Guys, only the elite rich can afford to go drink and eat, maybe? I don't even know. At the Ramblas, you
They
know?
serve food too.
Huh?
They serve food too.
See, Sam knows. Sam's one of the rich elite. He's got bucks. I don't know how the hell Sam has money after having 5 kids. It's, I mean, a lo mejor es narco el vato or something. I don't know.
I try to like not make too many trips to Matamoros, and I save myself some money, and then I go every once in a while.
But I go to Matamoros to work. Este, why do they always get special treatment? Why do they get all special preference? And then they hide behind United Way of Brownsville, United Way of Cameron County. It's a scam, guys. Scam. And I'm sorry for the few friends that I had left on that at United Way. But I'm sorry. As long as you have Michael Limas as your board of head, the chair of the board of directors, it's a tranza. It's a
And it's
cover up.
crazy, man, because I remember growing up to like those common names, okay, Lucio, the Limas, and all the other rest of the like the politicians, and then you grow up and then you find out that like all the corruptness that it's involved, and you're like kind of disappointed in all that nonsense.
But it's just it's like there are these recycling generation, Sam. I mean, everyone knows Limas was a rata, the judge, you know, federal pen. Well, all of a sudden, everyone's out there putting his nephews in all these positions, and people think that, well, maybe they're going to be different. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not. They are probably 100 times worse. And I say that because these people, they learn from the mistakes of the big ratas. So now lo hacen más a las escondidas. It's like Trey Mendez. I've had conversations this weekend with a lot of folks in regards to Trey Mendez. They go like, and this week, yesterday, they go, we didn't expect that from Trey. I said, you know what? I think everyone was hopeful that it wasn't going to happen. But let me tell you, Trey threw Tony Martinez down the curb. I mean, se lo pasó. Because if Tony Martinez stole his hundreds of thousands, Trey's out there stealing millions, pocketing millions of your dollars, pocketing. And we've proven it.
Maybe he learned that when he started with the TSC board. No, like when he that's where he met probably Adela and all those people.
Well, again, and I had that conversation as well. They were all part of the Adela Sylvia Atkinson tribe. You know, Trex Mendex, Adela Garza. They're all they're all Sylvia Atkinson. And
Or a little like a niche group.
does anyone out there doubt Sylvia Atkinson was a big old fat rata? Anyone? Because they were saying, well, and and this is what's funny, Sam. Trex Mendex used the same logistics, the same common sense that Sylvia Atkinson used. It's legal. What I'm doing is legal. I'm a consultant. That's what she said. Trex Mendex is saying the same thing. I haven't done anything illegal. I'm abiding by the guidelines. Yeah, you made the guidelines. You set the guidelines. So, well, yeah, you're abiding by the guidelines that you set. That's the issue. That's the problem. Well, Brownsville keeps on getting screwed. Keeps on getting screwed. And we're not advancing. And we're not proactive in anything. I mean, has anyone heard anything from Trex Mendex or from Eddie Trevino in regards to this big old surge that we're having? It's huge, man. A big surge.
I've heard
And
more from the commissioner of Tetro.
yes. And look, and again, I'm not debating that it's just like the cold. It's not like the cold. I've already said, and I didn't have a discussion, but my buddy John White was out there like, "Wow, blah, 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 you're the voice." I mean, yeah, buddy, I am. But look, John, I'm not debating that it is or it isn't. It's not the cold. I've already said publicly I've given up on all this hand sanitizer, face coverings. I've given up on it. I'm done with it. But it still needs to remain a personal choice, and it doesn't excuse our local leaders from not doing their job, from not being proactive, for not being prepared, because you expect. And again, I understand that the state of Texas is going through issues. The country is going through a lack of resources in regards to a lot of the testing and a lot of the treatments. We understand that, and I'm not saying, and then of course, local elected officials are going to come out with, well, it was unexpected, which they've done in regards to the weather, in regards to the freeze, in regards to it was unexpected. Yeah, but be prepared for something. You know, I mean, you're prepared for nothing, for nothing. And look, Sam, we are in a dangerous position on the map, and we're in a dangerous position because we're due, bro. We're due a hurricane. I mean, when's the last time we actually had a major hurricane hit Brownsville? That was 1967 with Beulah. 1967. Some of us are that old, but
I didn't go through that one.
but aren't we due a hurricane, Sam?
Yeah, I just don't know. There've been several coming this way. I have don't know why, like the science behind it, how they're steer away.
God's been good to us, and I think it's because I'm the best pastor in the world. I think that's why. I think, and guys, y'all can thank me later. I think the only reason that we haven't been hit by a major hurricane and they've like nos han esquiviado is because Erasmo Castro's here, and I am the greatest pastor in Brownsville,
You're gonna
Texas.
do it like that TV preacher that blows COVID away.
Blow,
Buenos días,
blow.
Valle, Texas. Buenos días. Estamos. Remy, good morning.
Yeah, how's it going, man?
Yeah, how about that pizza and wings, man?
Blow.
I blow the hurricane,
Let me blow this person away. Oh.
Yeah, right.
No, but we're actually due a hurricane, bro. And honestly, Sam, do you think Katrina? Look at we nos esquiamos Katrina, Harvey. Oh, was it
We
Harvey?
barely handled a couple of like strong rains.
Yeah. Can you imagine, Sam? Honestly, a hurricane the size of Katrina or Harvey that hit Harvey hit Houston, Katrina hit Louisiana. Can you imagine if either one of those would have hit Brownsville, Texas?
If I think it would disappear half of the valley, to be honest.
Gotcha, bro.
Have you seen that drain channel? Toda la basura, all that
Yeah,
stuff. How come they don't go and
they don't because they're not being proactive. They're never proactive, and then they say it was unexpected. No, but honestly, to all those people that are out there listening, think about this. I mean, what's going to happen to your property, to your home, to your little job if a hurricane hits this city? We're done, guys. We're done because our local elected officials, even Dora over there in Westlaco, we're done, guys. Because the people of Brownsville, people of Cameron County, are definitely not prepared. And you know how I know that they're not prepared, Sam? Hola, Domingo, desde Houston. You know how I know that they're not prepared?
Oh,
Because we had the freeze and we had the floods. We had nothing to prepare for those little things. So what's el que en lo poco no es fiel? ¿Quién le confiará lo mucho? You see how I'm the greatest pastor in Brownsville?
may I add this? Don't rely on your home insurance because years ago there was like a high wind and my mom's house, the shingle, he blew it out half of it, and then she had insurance and they declared bankruptcy.
Well, yeah,
What the heck?
it's true, and that's it.
Don't
Actually,
rely on
that's
that.
actually another good point. Think about this, guys. All this insurance that you're paying, are you really protected?
Yeah.
And if you are protected on paper, What's to say that a company, because this happened to a lot of the companies that hit the tornado alley and other places, what's to say that that company at the end of the day is going to say, we can't handle it,
Yeah,
you know,
bankruptcy.
we can't cover it. You're screwed. And everything that you've worked for, ¿de quién será? Todo lo que has provisto, ¿de qué será? Porque esta noche vienen a pedir tu alma.
Yep.
See, I'm the greatest pastor in Brownsville. Esta noche llega un huracán a la ciudad de Bronzeville, no queda nada de tu carro, de tu casa, de tu familia y todo aquello de lo cual tato. Y la razón es porque nos han fallado aquellas personas de las cuales están en poderío, los que elegimos. Esas son las personas. Esas son las personas las cuales nos han fallado. Pero como ustedes no votan, como ustedes no se involucran en las campañas de aquellos de nosotros de los cuales estamos luchando por ustedes, ellos siguen ganando y siguen deshaciendo este país, este pueblo. Let's go to the comments. I think we got a bunch of crap. Oh, crap. Good morning. Good morning, Amelida. Good morning. Good morning. Is BIZ going to school tomorrow? Yes. As of right now, yes. I think it's going to be probably one of the only districts, Damien, that actually goes back to school.
I'm trying to see what school that is from the jersey, from
Is it
the helmet.
Rivera, no?
I think so.
Look at the helmet. And look, I've talked a lot about my people in Rivera. Guys, you're getting screwed. 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 Sam's talked about the people in
Those
Rivera.
ditches need to be cleaned out
Screwed.
and cut too.
And look, we already know, like, gente de la Posada, South Mode, we already know they're screwed. People in Rivera. You know, a lot of people decided to go build that way or to go buy that way because they thought, it's like going to be another little Brownsville country club, allá para la Rivera. It's a piece of crap.
Yeah, flood.
It's
Yeah,
right.
it gets flooded.
Isn't it, Sam? It's a piece of crap.
Yeah, it gets flooded.
Y'all got screwed.
One time I went to buy a barbacoa and I was going through that 802 by Rivera and it was like a whole todo estaba lleno.
Flood.
The whole parking lot. I mean, it was just bad.
I didn't get any of that.
I wanna like. I wonder what part of Brownsville doesn't flood though, like crazy.
Cuando viven los ricos, los politicians.
I guess down my area. But I'm very fortunate. Go to Alton
You have
Gore
that
and
ditch right next to you. That's why,
Yeah,
and then they just made it bigger.
but Morrison still floods.
Yeah, part of it.
Part of it still floods,
Yeah.
and part of Alton Gore still floods. Not too much though, but nothing compared to Acá.
I know when it rained recently, but that's because of the construction. But that was because of the construction was all paredes, like because you know how they were like covering up those, I guess, sewers and stuff. But I remember last time when it rained, it literally because I had to drive down 802 and all paredes, and it was pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, it was bad.
Crazy.
Both times it rained.
Saca la lancha. Good morning. Good morning. Joe. Attack my man. What's up with all the fires, murders, and block busting?
What?
It's kind of weird that you say that, Joe, but we had shared that supposedly the house of the guys that had been murdered, cartel style, it was the house of the individuals. Someone later stated that it wasn't the house, but it just seems too much of a coincidence, It's just too much happening down Cameron Park. But with that said, let me say, Cameron Park está bien descuidado. Súper descuidado.
What's that GoFundMe account posting? Was that GoFundMe thing? Because they said that his parents were the one that got burned. He got burned, like part of the church. Oh no,
I don't read the stuff that I post.
no, it's because I clicked on it. But on the GoFundMe account, it says like, "Oh, we helped out in the community. I'm trying to figure out like if you guys could help out and everything."
Yeah,
I'll go back and read on that one.
Yeah, please. And again, I don't mean it in a bad way. I do not have time to read everything that I post. I don't, and a lot of the comments, and then sometimes I'll go back and I find some stupid comments like from that stupid wrestler El Carpintero. The guy's a piece of crap. The guy's out there exposing himself, and people are still like, oh, es un luchador fracasado, and he still wants to go talk smack about Erasmo Castro. Guys, the guys on in regards to on the percentage of savvy points, it's kind of low, very very low. I mean, the guy still walks around with a mask and considers himself a wrestler. There's no wrestling in Brownsville, bro.
Gotta cross the border.
And yeah, go to Matamoros and see. They'll get your butt kicked over there, El Carpintero.
They used to
Carpintero.
have some, but
Oye,
it's
pero
not as
it's kind of
popular.
like
I know
El
the other
Dragón. El Santo, el Demon, el Blue Demon,
Blue Demon.
el Carpintero. Pum, 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 pum. I'm gonna nail my opponent. Gotta be. I'm gonna saw you in half. Luego, you know who his tag team partner is, huh? El Plomero. I'm gonna flush them all out. El Carpintero. Luchador fracasado. Se anda ahí nomás exponiendo sus cosillas mugrosas. Good morning, good morning. Es que después Erasmo te va a poner todas tus cosas en el Facebook. Shut up. El plomero. Good morning, good morning. El componedor de aire acondicionado.
Hey.
El componedor de aire
Ya no
acondicionado.
le gustó el chiste.
Sam, el componedor de aire acondicionados fracasados.
Oh, at least you get a discount.
Sam, do you need your air conditioner?
Free estimate.
Do you need your air conditioner fixed, Sam?
Oh, I have my whole family fixes ACs.
Un presupuesto gratis, hey. Para la raza aquí de Brownsville.
Why can't I see you on YouTube channel? I don't know. I'm on there.
It popped up afterwards.
Does it?
It's already there.
Highway 100 has been under construction since last April. That's
And
one
it's only a
of
little, and it's a little small section. It's literally from like a little bit before Dairy Queen up until that tortilleria area where that red insurance is at.
Wait,
But they're kind of almost done. They're working on the other side now.
but
But it's because they started with the street and then they had drainage issues. So now they're fixing the drainage issues while fixing the street.
Oye, pero Los Fresnos seems like
Among
it's
other
growing
things.
a little bit, no?
The what?
Los Fresnos does seem like it's growing, no?
It is, and it's about to grow a little bit more. I think they're talking about making another because they built some. You do know that they have like a new firehouse, right? Like a new fire department.
Yeah, the huge one, the one over there
Yes.
going towards the island. Yeah,
Supposedly it's like the biggest one from the valley. Well, they have a subdivision right
another
next to
wrestler, El Bombero.
it.
Voy a
There's a
pagarte.
subdivision next to it, and now they're in the talks of like adding more houses in that area.
More development.
Yes.
What for me? ACs.
El componedor de aire acondicionados.
Presupuesto gratis, raza.
Voy a flochar tus
No,
pipas.
no les cobro nada por ir a su casa y checarla ahí.
Yeah.
No cobran nada por ir a descomponer cosas.
Bueno, no hay garantías, no garantías.
Hide your wife.
Yeah, please.
¿Te acuerdas de ese? You remember that black guy?
Yes.
Hey, baby, everybody over here. Hide your wife. Hide your kid. Así con los fracasados. Hide your wife. Good morning. Good morning. El compadrismo effect es el What's the matter? I've always liked the name Gil. Gil. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if it's short for Gilbert, but
Gilbert,
I like Gil. Gil. It's like
No, I think it's not short for Gilbert. It's just he.
stands by itself.
No, it's someone. Oh,
Oh.
I mean, it stands by itself. Yes. I thought you said Sam by itself.
Sam, Sammy.
What?
What? That's what happens when you keep voting Democrat. The Valley never learns. Let me say, Carlo, I think that one of the things is that we've seen a little bit of progression in regards to a lot of the individuals saying, you know what, we're done with the Democrats. And I think proof is, the city of McAllen. And they voted for a conservative mayor. I'm not going to say a Republican mayor. I think he's just ran on a conservative ticket. And I think that's the ticket. Fíjate, let me say that one of the things that I'm starting to notice, and I think that's one of the reasons why the Democrats are kind of like tripping out over there. Do you know, Sam, that a lot of a lot of the people, a lot of the Democrats expected all the Mexicans and all the Hispanics to go like, well, we're Democrats, but once they started to see this policy in regards to bringing, letting people come over, do you know that Del Rio was out there reporting that at least 2 million people crossing, 2 million. That's the report. 2 million. I'm not sure if it's in that area or throughout the whole, United States border. I would think that it's the whole United States border. But if you got 2 million people, illegal people crossing over the bridge, it doesn't make Hispanics happy. And the Democrats, I think that that's one of the points that they have failed in. They thought that they were going to get the support of the Hispanics just because we're letting all these illegal aliens cross the river. Mexicans don't want illegal aliens, especially when it's cost them, your right testicle to come over here legally. You know, see, I see. It's like, have you
I
seen
seen
the fight,
someone.
Mande?
I seen something like that happen. The same situation happens over there in Florida, like with the whole Cuban things. That after a
Yeah,
while, they're like, no, no more.
no mas.
They're
But
like,
let me
no,
say,
we don't want.
have and that's part of the disconnect that exists with the Democrat Party and this area. Because we haven't had this chick Kamala Harris come down, and she's the border czar. The border czar, whatever that hell that means. But that's the disconnect. They don't understand our situation. Fíjate, I'll give you one example, Sam. Have you seen the fights? The fights and the people complaining when someone gets in line, when someone cuts the line, when they're crossing over the bridge. People get pissed. Estamos aquí esperando 3 horas.
I seen one or two videos.
¿Eh? Yeah. Y la
I
gente
seen
se
one
le
or two
mete.
videos.
And we get pissed. We don't like people to cut in line, Sam. I don't. I like, como que se me levanta el pelito acá atrás, here in the back. Se me levanta whenever someone cuts the line in front of me. I'm going like, bitch, get over in the back. Right? Oh no.
You're like, I have a passport.
I got a passport. I'm a U.S. citizen. But Sam, ¿te imaginas? Do we want people crossing over the border illegally and getting in front of the line when we've got our tias, well, not your tias or tias, we've got our relatives, our friends that have been waiting years and have been doing it
Yeah.
legally,
And
and
not,
they
man, it costs a pretty penny to all that process.
bro,
10, twenty
again,
thousand dollars, depending on which
15,
process you
15,
choose.
yes, 15, $20,000 for a lot of folks to come over here legally. But if anyone needs some quick help at a lot cheaper, give me a call.
Just throwing that out there.
A plug?
I think he's doing a
No,
commercial.
pero hey, but no, people spend so much money, Sam, to get across, and legally. Nobody wants these people from Central America and South America and other parts of the world, getting a free ticket from the Democrats. And that's what's happened. And I think that's one of the main points that a lot of the Democrats have not realized, that Hispanics don't like illegal immigration.
Yeah, well, it's a huge process, man. It's not fair for the rest of the people that are actually dishing out that cash.
Well, it's like the big old lines at the bridge. Nadie quiere que se les mete las personas ahí por el Super 7. That's where they cut in.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
Let's go back to the comments.
Too much compadre system. Yes, go. Saludos desde Houston. ¡Hey, Domingo! Saludos a toda la raza de Houston, Texas. Shoot. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Saludos desde Houston, Texas. Otra vez. Saludos, papá. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Richard, good morning. Richard threw out a parody song last night. This guy's banking it, man. I need him to make more. They're so funny sometimes. I think I like the Monster Mash one as the most of the. Buenos días, señores. These folks didn't take economics classes when they sure didn't. Dora Hermosa, ¿cómo estás? If you're on YouTube, like that damn channel, please. They need to put in stores wear a face mask. What? Wear your face mask in stores? Optional. I
I
would
guess
not.
in public places, but that's to each their own.
Teresa, let me say this. If I find a store that says you have to wear a mask to come in here, I'm going to go to another store. Can you blow the superintendent and all his mean administration principals away, Erasmo? Blow! Blow!
Watch it happen. And you might get some couple of more followers.
If a hurricane hit, watch the mayor and commissioners please talk to the drainage district. Yeah, because they passed the buck, Joe. No, aquel, over here, Adel, aquel. No one takes responsibility for anything. You're right, man. Because the buck doesn't stop at the mayor commissioner, it stops some other department. Yeah, it sounds like Joe Tucker knows Brownsville politics.
Yep.
Who's the ventriloquist? Studio audience. I forget that I need to lock the door.
I'm an intern. I'll have this year. By the end of this year.
Ike hit Houston. I was in Portersville watching the water go up and over my deck in the backyard. Was it Ike or was it Harvey? Or was Ike before Harvey? I don't know.
Hard to keep up with the names.
Good
But most of
morning.
the time, you get like a huge waves over here.
Good morning,
When that
Leticia Padilla, a hubble from Springfield, Illinois.
That's
All
my
my
guess.
Illinois folk out there, all my Springfield folk. Hola. Keep on spreading that YouTube over there. I need more money. I need to pray out and vote out the corruption. Blow. Morning, good morning, Amingo and Patty.
Maybe if you blow them.
The best.
There's not much I wouldn't do for $5. A natural disaster we can't even handle, man-made issues. Can't even take care of our own neighborhoods. Crime, murder, drugs. It used to be just here and there's now. Have you heard about fentanyl, Sam?
Yeah.
Suppose it's coming across like crazy.
It's
according to
here. What are you talking about? It's here.
Well, it's super crazy because you get to
Not
the
that I
point-
know. But
Yeah, Sam knows. You're trying to do like a plug like me. Not, it's already here,
Yeah.
and in case you need some.
I don't know, but no.
I have a friend that might have a friend that might have a friend.
Hey, don't you remember those guys that died? Those singers, and I think it was McAllen. It was a fentanyl overdose.
Was it?
There was like 2-3 singers. Yeah,
Well, sabes que, let me say
and
this.
they ended up catching the guy. They ended up arresting the dealer because they OD'd on it. You do recall the story, right?
Sabes que I don't, but it makes sense. I mean, you know what, Sam? It gets to a point, I guess, for me that you get so old that you start not being able to catch up with all these drugs and stuff because talk about acid and I go like, yeah. Talk about coke and I go like, well, yeah. They talk about pot, you go like, well, yeah. But now it's like fentanyl and synthetic drugs and stuff, and going like, huh? You know, it's just can't keep up. But yeah, I can't remember that story, but yeah, I was watching.
Yeah, because before it was like just weed and coke and maybe acid, and then acid started coming down here, and then you started getting a whole lot of meth down here in the valley, and then because you start to confuse like the whole like, oh, they're probably just coke, but there's like no, it's crack and meth because
Oh,
they go
crack!
from crack and then they go from crack to meth, and then
I was
from
surprised when
meth to fentanyl.
I was very surprised when crack started to hit here and heroin, black heroin. I think back in yeah, I think it was like a very short little phase.
That's been
You know,
since like early 2000 here.
yeah, yeah, but Mexicans, don't really do heroin that much. Right?
No,
It's all only
that's
the
more of a
gringos.
northern thing.
It's only the gringos up north, right? More more
Yeah.
gringos, right? For some reason, heroin is like the gringo drug because all those
Well,
pictures
the
of you
thing
see.
is, because it's so because only so much of the natural thing of like weed and coke. Not that coke is natural, but only so much of that goes up that they start making their own things up there to get just as high.
Oh,
So
so they
that's
don't
why
have
all of that nonsense.
like quick access to all the good stuff. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, you don't have like a quick primo to call to swing by in 10-15 minutes. Over there, they wait like about an hour.
And I wonder
So
how Sam knows
they
about
wait an hour or two to get somebody, and then it's like half the amount of what you get down here. Not that I know, but that's what I heard.
that's that's what happens. That's what Sam's
That's what
heard.
I've heard.
Why
Yes.
do your eyes look wide?
You guys never seen CSI?
Huh?
You guys never seen CSI or anything like that?
CSI.
Come on, Sam.
I think CSI has nothing to do with Sam's advertising for.
Hey,
It's here. It's here. I did my I
it's
did
roll
my
here, man.
I did my
Man,
plug
dude,
on
all
let
those
me-
panhandlers. Not to bash on certain panhandlers, but
oh yeah,
like
they're
one time I was
crackheads.
talking to yeah, because one time I was talking to the guy and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm the one that sells them crack to all those people. I go to like from I guess spot to spot, and I'm the one that sells them." I'm like, "Dude, you're the freaking cause root of the damn problem." But anyways, go ahead.
I'm out here plugging my immigration services, and Sam's out there plugging. It's here.
No, I'm no plug at all. I'm horrible.
Idea started today. Yeah, I actually heard about idea going back today. Morrison Stagecoach area didn't flood till they messed it up so that the last rain was terrible. It was flooded. Yeah, you're right. I don't remember it flooding, but I remember this last time and it was pretty flooded. Not a good thing. Anything new with BIZ virtual or delay in classes? Absolutely not. They're going back tomorrow, unless we get a last minute word today. But they're going back. Good morning, Cassandra.
But have they posted anything?
Mm-mm. And I think a lot of people are constantly checking. There's nothing. It is short for Gilbert Gil. Okay. The Brownsville Democratic Party has been infiltrated by El PRI, Partido de Tamaulipas. Does the PRI even still exist in Mexico? I mean, all I see now
I
is
think it's just a
puro,
different name.
yeah,
Same
no,
people, different name.
déjame decirles, yo creo que el PRI está por desaparecer. Y si no hace eso, si no se cambia el nombre, it doesn't remarket itself, it's going to become one of those parties like el Partido Verde o el Partido Morado o el Partido de la Toucan. I don't know what. Because let me tell you, this Partido Morena, this AMLO Partido, it's taken off. I remember back then they had the Partido del Bronco Partido for the Nuevo León people because they all had placed their faith in El Bronco. Y El Bronco se lo rateó. Now Nuevo León has Samuel. Right? No he conocido un Samuel bueno.
I don't think you will.
The
No,
mayor
but
of
but isn't like Monterrey like a huge metropolitan like that's filthy rich in the
San Pedro,
region?
San Pedro, Monterrey.
Yeah, like as far as like their resources, as far as oil and
Oh,
gas and everything.
Monterrey is the richest per capita city in all Latin America, the richest. And let me say, the mayor of Monterrey is my former student, este Colosio. He was my student at Instituto Irlandés de Monterrey. He probably doesn't
Any
remember me.
relation to Donaldo?
Huh?
Any relation to Donaldo?
Yes, it's his son.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, there were two boys, two Colosio boys there at the Instituto Irlandés. I faintly remember them again. This is like 20 some years ago, guys. Pero the Colosio were my students there at Instituto Irlandés de Monterrey. Yes, Instituto Irlandés de Monterrey. I'm trying to remember. It was actually a Catholic school, and I got hired at a Catholic school. I actually did their Christmas event. I was the choreographer for the event. I did a great job. Good morning. Good morning. Is Cameron Park the new cartel headquarters? Ever since the cartel guy got arrested, it's been getting worse and brother. No, I don't think so. I think part of the problem with Cameron Park is de que está tan descuidado que it's just an
Because it's
easy
not part of the
breeding.
city.
Yeah, it's an easy breeding ground for the lower level people in that industry. Does that make sense, Sam?
Yeah.
O sea, the nickel dimers. For the nickel dimers, it's just their territory. The cartel people, the cartel, they headquarter out of Mexico, where they feel a little bit less out of the reach of federal agents. And if they're going to be anywhere, they're going to be at VICC. Cartels are at VICC or at Rancho Viejo. It's just that simple. Or some of them are at South Padre Island. But nobody's going to want to be, no cartel
You
mastermind is
see,
going to.
you are well informed of this subject.
I'm not plugging.
I've
Oh
heard.
yeah, I've heard. I've heard through the grapevine. But let me say, I think one of the things that is going to suffer, and I think we talked about this yesterday, Sam. One of the things that's going to suffer because of the Cameron County Sheriff's Department. I think one of the things that's going to suffer is the individuals that are wanting to come forward to share information with the sheriff department or the district attorney.
But that's
No
for
one,
protection. It comes with a price.
no one out there, guys, no one. And I'm surprised that the FBI and federal agents aren't down here right now investigating all this crap and shutting their offices down because no one in their right mind is going to share information to the sheriff's department, the district attorney, anyone in the county level, because they're going to be afraid to be exposed and outed, like these two guys were, you know. Y déjame decirte, I thought I I thought it was kind of lame, that the sheriff would go out there, and put the victims on blast. First of all, in his interview, and again, nothing against the sheriff, man, pero chihuahuas, bro.
He tried to be sneaky about it, but he wasn't too smart about it.
No, he wasn't. And that, fíjate, este, someone said, and God bless Eric Garza. I mean, again, not God bless him. Just because you put on a cowboy hat doesn't make you sheriff. And the guy would never wear a cowboy hat before. I'd never seen a picture of him with a cowboy. Now he's wearing a cowboy hat. And he goes, "Now I'm the sheriff." And look, all due respect to him winning the election, let me tell you is that do not go out there and give statements that are going to cause individuals to lose their life. And I don't care if they were, part of that criminal organization and stuff. It doesn't much matter. His job is to not to put people on blast that have shared information with you. And I think that that's where this whole story is going. that the sheriff ultimately
Yeah.
outed the individuals that shared information in regards to leading to the arrest of the individual that had killed the other individual. That's where it's going. And if that is proven to be factual and true, as the family is claiming, let me tell you, it's going to be a mess here, a mess. Because what's going to happen, folks, and listen to what I'm saying. All the
But
individuals
don't
out
you think that they already have like moles inside the sheriff department that already ditch out that information to them?
well, yeah, pero el
Don't you
problema,
think that happens?
part of the problem, Sam, is like, would you feel comfortable in sharing information with the sheriff in regards to that fentanyl news that you know so little about? As to, would you feel comfortable in going to the sheriff department, you know, risking that they're going to go out there and out you? I mean, you're talking about devastation, family devastation, because cartel people don't play around, guys. They
No,
don't play.
don't.
They don't play. They don't play the. They don't do what a lot of the compadres and the politicos do around here. They don't give you a slap on the wrist. They'll cut off that wrist, and it's not going to be a good thing. And so
It's not a
I feel for the people of Brownsville, guys, because the sheriff department, if it is proven to be true, the sheriff department just shot themselves in the foot. They've shot Brownsville PD in the foot. They've shot the district attorney in the foot. And I'm surprised, unless they're part of the cover up. I'm
like.
surprised
But don't
that
you think that they already know like who's involved and who's part of what gangs and whatnot? And they're pretty much when anything happens, they're like, okay, well, we're gonna let this one slide, but the evidence stays here, be it drugs or be it money. You know,
well,
all of that happens.
I'm
We
surprised that
cannot
the
turn a
DA.
blind eye on that.
No, I don't know. I'm surprised that the DA has not taken steps in order to hold the sheriff department accountable.
Yeah,
And if they don't, if there isn't an investigation, then we're screwed.
there should be.
There should be. And if there isn't an investigation, and this is to the district attorney's office, if there isn't an investigation, we're screwed as a community. And it's because of you all not doing your job. Because y'all more focused on, I don't know, maybe a class B misdemeanor, DUI, that doesn't affect anyone. No, but and I
Sorry,
use
sir.
it. No, no, but I use it because it makes sense. Sam, they'll go balls to the wall for an Erasmo Castro DUI, you know, but the sheriff
No, that's
just
what I'm
got,
saying. The whole sorry, sir.
yeah,
It's
but
ma'am.
ma'am, sir, it's ma'am. Well, okay. Oh, sorry, ma'am, sir. I told you it's ma'am. But it shoots our community in the foot, and I feel for our community because we're screwed. Because if people
Like there's
no
no,
tienen la
it doesn't need like some confidence to get connected with them to be putting out that information. That kind of like makes you like, should I not share any more information with you guys regarding like neighbors that there's activities and stuff like that? Because
yeah,
if there was more of that pro action from the community, like more things would get done. But if they're like, hey, pues tu vecino acá, el García, que esto que el otro te está llamando, que
¿te
estás
imaginas?
moviendo jale, and then the neighbors go and whatever they go and
Kill
confront
your
them,
dog,
it's not
kill your
safe.
dog, kill tag, de ponchan las llantas. No one is going to want to
Yeah,
share information. No one. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Sam, because what happened was big time cartel stuff. And if the sheriff department is going to divulge that information, you think they're not going to say, "Pues tu vecino te puso dedo"?
Yeah.
That's smaller
yeah.
stuff, and that's the stuff that's like ultimately going to make a lot of people. So people are not going to want to share information. So what's going to happen is we're going to be screwed as a community, because this community is where fentanyl is Sam knows about this. Fentanyl is already here. It needs all of us to be vigilant. And for a while there, they were going, see something, say something. You know, see something, say something. who's going to want to say anything? They're going to
Like
do the
speaking of
the sh-
fentanyl, do cops even carry here in Bronx? Do they even carry Narcan? Narcan?
the what?
Do cops here in Bronzeville even carry that antidote for the fentanyl,
No,
the
and
Narcan?
no, because Sam, because there is no training, there is no preparedness, there isn't, and this is one of the things. Fíjate, Sam, and this is actually a great point, because that's one of the things that we've been talking about during this last election for city. We said our local law enforcement need to have the training, need to have the resources necessary to keep our community safe. There is no narc. There isn't no knowledge of it or what it can be used for in regards to local law enforcement. They're going to depend on individuals from our other first responders, the ambulance services, to come and take care of those needs or those emergencies. But
Yeah,
let me
but
tell
those
you,
minutes are critical when it
exactamente.
comes to
Those minutes are
overdosing.
the minutes are critical. And Sam, you're talking about a city that has 7 ambulances, bro. 7 ambulances. A city of a quarter of a million people with 7 ambulances. That most of them are tied up going to Los Fresnos, Port Isabel, or are at the nursing homes because they're always at the nursing homes. And nothing against being at the
The
nursing homes.
hospice.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is it takes up at least half of those ambulances, to whereas we have 3 ambulances, guys, for the entire city of Brownsville. 3 ambulances.
Yep.
And that sucks. I like how Sam pulls a Maggie and tells down the comments. Missouri. Oh, Springfield, Missouri. Woo! I've been to Missouri. I love Missouri. Actually, Missouri has good barbecue.
That's by Missouri.
Huh?
Georgia. You passed there.
How about blowing some hot air? Blow! SpaceX. El partido PAN. Nomás con café. Los
Partido Acción
Democrats are
Nacional, something like that. It's
el
called, no?
PRD. Partido Revolucionario Demócrata. Todos los partidos están aquí peleándose. Good morning, Cheese and Sam. The red zone. The red zone.
Facts. Man, that's gonna be good.
Puro stripping. Good morning. A bit late. A bit. The Mexican politicos are more organized in Brownsville than the locals. I need some help.
Bronzeville is just new to it, like because they're new to the scene of being that corrupt, so they're doing it all messy.
Yeah. Hey,
But
Terry.
they shouldn't do it.
I shouldn't do it. More rain and getting muddy. Oh, but Bob PD was at the.
And the Cowboys.
I thought it was kind of funny. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's good, man. I'm glad that they are showcasing our city by having our police officers out there at the Dallas Cowboy game. Um, that's Papa. And I guess that is the cue for signing off. Sam, any last words?
No, just stay active and get people to vote.
Yes, guys.
Register to vote.
Get ready, guys. Uh, social distance, face covering, hand sanitizer. I'll see you tonight at 9 p.m. We'll see you tonight at 9 p.m. Guys, be good to each other and please continue to be good to me. God bless.
Carpintero.
But
Plomero.